This is Mega Mike the Movie Man back with a spoiler filled review this time. So, this is going to be the spoiler filled review on Marvel's new movie, The Eternals. I do have a spoiler free review, so if you'd rather check out a spoiler free review, make sure you look for that on my channel. So, this is a fair spoiler warning. There will be some plot details gone over in this review. So once again, just reiterating, I thought this movie was fantastic. This movie is so fun. It is a Marvel film at its very core DNA. I thought it was such a great, interesting movie. The world building is excellent, just how it's filmed, all the landscapes, and the different time periods, seeing how the Eternals interact within those different settings, seeing them feel for what's going on with the humans, seeing different disasters and wars take place, and how they feel, responsibility of, hey, should they interact and stop these events from occurring? I thought that gave a lot of heart to the movie. It gave a lot of depth to the movie. So this is a very intellectual movie. It's very patient. It's a thinking man's movie, and it's very different from any MCU movie before. So it feels completely different, and you're going to get that with it being a Chloe Zhao film, right? Chloe Zhao, director of Nomadland, one of my favorite movies of last year, won Best Picture. She's going to bring something different to this Marvel universe. And I think that's totally okay for this film because it still has that Marvel spice in it, that DNA at its very core of being a Marvel movie. It just feels very different. You get a lot of characters introduced in this film, and I wish we saw a little bit more on a couple of the characters, but I do feel that we got enough of a vibe from each character, especially seeing their power sets and how they interact with each other. Wow, those powers were amazing. I've never seen powers so well done in a movie. Like I mentioned in my spoiler-free review, the speed power of Makari was excellent, but all the powers were well done. Sprite's powers were fantastic. Druid was a great character. He was actually a character I really liked. I don't know if other people are going to like him, but I thought he had a lot of great moments within the movie, and his power was interesting. So all the characters I feel did a really great job. The one lackluster character for me was probably Angelina Jolie's character. She could have had a little bit more backstory, but her power was still cool, making like these golden weapons. I thought that was really well done. So that was excellent in itself. And then you got Camille in this movie, who's completely transformed his physicality. He is great. He's hilarious. He brings a lot of funny moments to the movie. So that's what I really enjoyed. These characters did a great job carrying the movie. There's a lot of them being introduced, and I don't know how Chloe Zhao could do a better job introducing so many characters within this time that she has. Even though it's a fairly long movie, it goes to, about 2 hours and 40 minutes. It did not feel that long of a movie. Really, even if you added more details and background, it could have gone 3+ hours. So I'm glad it stuck with the runtime that it did. I felt that it was very well paced. Even though it's patient at the beginning, it gets into a lot of action sequences, and it's a lot of fun just throughout. But there are some twists here. There are some villain characters that I wasn't super excited or satisfied with. The deviant monsters, even though they were kind of cool, there just wasn't a lot of depth to each of them. And so they weren't a Thanos level character, right? They weren't very deep. I wanted some more really strong villain characters within the movie. And the deviants are set up as the villains, but then it does a complete 360 turn, and then Icarus, the eternal character, along with Sprite a bit, becomes the main villains of the movie, along with the Celestial that's giving them orders to make sure the planet is destroyed to create another Celestial that can create more life. So there's a lot going on here, so that's sometimes where the movie suffers. It's not completely focused. Like I said, we're on board with it being about deviants and the Eternals fighting them for the people, but then you get that twist with the Celestials' true plan and Icarus, but it's not really flushed out. You still don't really get Icarus' story. Why is he becoming a villain now? Why is he so against his family of Eternals? He just wants to follow the orders of a Celestial. To me, that wasn't a good enough reason. I wanted to see more depth to that villain. So, this is a common problem with a lot of Marvel movies. A lot of the villains aren't fleshed out. There are some great villains, right? Thanos, excellent. Winter Soldier, excellent. Maybe a couple others like Loki, well done. But this is kind of just typical, not very exciting Marvel villains within this movie. But like I said, overall, the pros outweigh the cons. I think it's a fun movie. I think there's enough action in here to keep you interested. I think there's enough comedic moments to keep you interested. Like I said, Camille's character is awesome. He reminded me of Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat. All his Bollywood stuff and attitude and just his personality and vibe to the movie was great. I enjoyed every scene he had, but there was another part to that I didn't really like. Is he kind of dipped out at the end, and he wasn't even in the final battle. We didn't really get much update on what was going on with his character, so that was a weird choice. I didn't like that choice. So, like I said, I thought the build up in this movie was great, but just some twists and turns with the villains and what happens with some of the characters leaves you a little bit questioning towards the end. But overall, an excellent movie. Now, the post-credit scenes I thought were okay. They weren't great. I think they were more for shock value. I might do another separate video on the post-credit scenes later, so I'm not going to go in depth with them. But to me, they weren't that great at connecting stories yet. It was more about introducing some characters and a little bit of shock value, but not too much to go along with connecting the whole story. So that's going to do it for my spoiler-filled review of Marvel's Eternals. Also, make sure you check out the spoiler-free review on my channel because they go together as a great combo piece. So please be sure to check out that video and all my other videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And remember, this is Mega Mike, the movie man out here, reminding you, don't just have a good day, but remember, make every day a movie day.